It's been a long time since investors have had to worry about inflation. Now it's making headlines. Let's talk about what that means and what you can do to protect your portfolio. First, what exactly is inflation? While it may sound like cause for panic, inflation simply refers to the gradual rise in prices over time, meaning the dollars you have today won't stretch as far as tomorrow. This often happens because when there's more demand than supply, prices will go up. And when an external event, like a natural disaster or a pandemic, makes it hard for companies to produce enough to keep up with consumer demand, they can raise their prices, resulting in inflation. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Stable, predictable inflation is actually considered a good sign for a growing economy. So second, why is inflation rising? Inflation is rising because prices are increasing faster than usual, but it's useful to know that most measures of inflation compare what's happening now with what was happening a year ago. And at this time last year, the US economy was coming out of the shutdown because of COVID-19. So be aware that the economic impact of the pandemic is going to distort any year-over-year comparisons for a while. Third, and most importantly, what should you do about it? That all depends on how long it sticks around. There was an expectation that inflation would increase in the short term, but not to affect the economy as much as it has in the past. And the Federal Reserve is keeping a close eye on the situation. They raised interest rates this week and may take further action to keep it in check. The important thing is to avoid any knee-jerk reactions. If you make big moves now to hedge against inflation, you could lose big if the inflation turns out to be temporary or mild. If inflation is going to stick around for a while, it may be appropriate to make some prudent adjustments, like considering higher estimates in your long-term income planning. But this all depends on individual factors like what's in your portfolio and when you're planning to retire. This is definitely not a one-size-fits-all scenario, and this is where it helps to get some personalized advice from a financial professional. I'm keeping a close eye on what's happening with the economy, and together we can create a plan that makes sense for your needs. If you have a question about what I've discussed, or you'd like to speak personally about what's going on, please use the form below to send me a message. I'll respond personally. Thank you.